Hi everyone, I'm Janice, this is Esther, and welcome to another episode of Flat 7 Chats.
Today our topic is Material Girl.
Okay, so shall we start off by setting up the context? So we just wanted to talk about this because I think we both have different spending habits. I think we just really want to unpack that. So, why why do you
Let's talk
spend?
about what a Material Girl is.
Okay, why don't you take the mic for that?
A Material Girl is someone who's like decked out in like designer, I guess, like branded goods, and like very like the way of living is quite extravagant. And yeah, I think it's definitely popularized by social media, and it's like a big thing on TikTok, like AirPods Max, etc., etc. I don't remember the rest.
I think it's also popularized by shows that we watch. Like especially when I watch shows like Gossip Girl and I don't know like Euphoria now, but I don't know how they dress in Euphoria. Or like I was also quite into Dynasty, and then I'll be like, oh my goodness, like all these designer things, like I wish I could wear it. Or like Selling Sunset, I love Selling Sunset. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Euphoria isn't like as like wealthy as like Gossip Girl, but it's like the way they dress and the makeup and stuff. I guess it's a very appearance based thing, Material Girl. But I think we are also gonna talk about non, I mean like non like appearance wise things. Okay, let's start. So what should we start with? Why we buy things, and why we buy them. You go first.
Are you scared?
I feel like I have a lot to say, and I have to defend myself.
I think for me, things have always been more of a practical use. Like I buy things just to be very practical, and I don't like spending money. So even when I really, really need a thing, like I will just not buy it until
Like
it's so
shoes or jacket. She refuses to get new clothes.
yeah. Until okay, so basically I have this really old jacket that's I've had it since 2015, so it's been 7 years, and then the armhole is like completely broken and stuff, and then I was trying to sew it together and save it, but it doesn't really fit me anymore because I had it since I was 15. So I gave it to Esther for her school project to use as like material, so hopefully it'll help. But I just haven't bought a new jacket, and also like my shoes because I worn them for really long, like about 2 years I think, and I do like everything in them. Like I walk really long distances and I run, and yeah, dance sometimes. And the soles are just like flat, and sometimes if I wear them for too long, they make my feet hurt. But I haven't. And kept saying. I think I've been saying since November, like, oh, I need to buy new shoes. But I just haven't bought new shoes. And then my other pair of like sports shoes, like I've had since JC, and they have a hole in them, like a visible hole inside of them. But I still wear it to run sometimes. I just don't like spending money. So like, what's the last material thing that I bought? I actually have to go through my bank account for this because I don't know.
Can I add something? The other day you posted like a Instagram story of you dancing and you're wearing those shoes. And I could just tell that they're not as supportive anymore. And I was like, when is she gonna get new shoes?
No, like sometimes I do stare at those. So okay, so they're Adidas shoes. So like for people who are familiar with Adidas shoes, you know how you have like the boost foam and everything. Like I can just tell that like wait, can you hold the mic for me? Like how I demonstrate. So like this is the foam, right? And then this is like where the shoe sits on top of it. Like you can just tell that like this bit has just collapsed.
Yeah.
Like you can see it. Yeah, and that's how it feels like when I'm wearing it. um
Terrible. Terrible child.
Okay, I'm going to my bank account right now to see if I spend anything on anything material. But all my spending has been on food. I don't know when was the last material thing I spent in a sense. But then I also like spend on wait, maybe this is a topic for later. Yeah, but the other things we spend on that are non-material.
I buy things because I love things. And I love owning things. And I like having my own things. I like I don't know, like my parents are not like me at all. They're super thrifty. Like they're more like you. they don't like shop, they don't buy anything unless they really, really have to. And like I don't really remember like going shopping with my parents as a kid or them buying much stuff for me other than like school shoes, the things I needed for school. But I just love things. And I think also because when I was younger I used to have to like share things with my sister and I hated it. Like I just hated sharing and I wanted my own things. Also, can I just say this is also related to my birth chart and astrology because I have a stellium, which means I have more than more than 3 placements in Taurus. And Taurus culture is things and material. So
You can't blame everything on your birth chart.
I'm not blaming it. I'm just saying it's part of the reason why I'm like this. But also I am also like manifesting that. Like yes, I demonstrate that. I love owning things and I love being with my things. And I've always carried like even carrying like bringing things around, I always have a lot of things because I like that security. Like I don't like being without something and I don't like I like knowing that I have this if I need it, which is kind of bad, but I also always have things and then I feel much more like I feel like I'm ready. Yeah, like anything could happen and I have this and I'm like okay. Like when I go to school I bring like everything cuz like what if I need to use that or if I need to use this. It's just nice and I don't have to like be without it for that period of time. I also think that my spending habits started because when I was a kid, I used to get a lot of pocket money from my grandparents, like ridiculously, like large sums of money for like children. Like they would just give us like $100 bills, which is kind of bad. And they like my grandpa used to teach us how to save. Like he was like really, like he was a huge advocate for saving, but I just loved like shopping and I think because my parents never bought me anything it was like my only chance to like buy my things that I wanted like with my pocket money. Yeah, I have a very weird relationship with shopping, but before I address that, the last thing that I bought was shoes. I went to a sample sale a few days ago and then I bought 2 pairs of shoes.
I found the last thing I bought. Okay, so it was on 20th of February. I bought a shirt from Uniqlo, and it was like kind of like a birthday present to myself anyway. 20th of Feb. I think you were there, but it might have been the day we went out for dim sum with my friends. And then we went around.
The cat shirt.
Yeah, the cat shirt. That's when I bought the cat shirt. And it's one of my favorite shirts now. So yeah, it does bring me joy, but at the same time, like, I don't really find I don't like owning a lot of things. Like the more my wardrobe gets has more things, the more stressed out I get. Like sometimes I think about actually think I'm thinking about like donating some stuff or selling some stuff because I think I have too much in my wardrobe right now. But you're like if you compare the amount of clothes we have.
My wardrobe doesn't close anymore.
Yeah.
I've been here like 8 months.
Yeah. I've been here 3 years.
Actually, before I came, I made a list of things that I wanted to bring. And I had like 30 shirts on there, like t-shirts. And that was only like one part of everything that I brought. But yeah, I love things. And like that's also like kind of my love language. I love like buying people things. Okay, I like buying things for myself, but I also like giving people things. Because I love that act of like, oh my god, this thing, like I want you to have it because it reminds me of you or like because I think you would like it. And I think yeah, I just love those. I like spending.
I think for me, I think I touched on this in the birthday episode too. Like I like spending money on people, but I don't know if it would be like gifts per se. But I like getting the bill for like out for meals and stuff. Or like whenever we get groceries, I tell her to never pay me back. But yeah, like I don't mind those like these like small gestures and things like that. But then yeah, I don't think I'm a very materialistic person. So.
If I want to be, ideally my goal in life is to be a sugar mommy, like not to have to worry about money and to be able to spend whatever I want on people I like and on myself. That's like, I think like that stage of like financial security is kind of, it kind of reflects on how I spend and like why I'm like this. Yeah, I was gonna say something. Should we talk about my relationship with shopping? Oh, because you said materialistic. I think there are two kinds of materialistic people. There are people that like brands and like luxury and expensive things, and there are people who just like things, and that's me. I love hoarding and I like everything. I keep everything. I keep like receipts and postcards and like things from everywhere. I think like everything sort of has this like nostalgic factor to it. And I used to be really into scrapbooking too, so that might be where it comes from. I just like keeping things and like having that visual reminder. And I think that gravitas of having this thing with me like means a lot to me. Yeah.
I think maybe there's also a bit of it that comes with being an artist, like, because you never know like where you draw inspiration from. So I do have friends that also have a lot of things, but I think in a sense it informs their work and the things that they create. So yeah, could be an artist thing.
Yeah.
Could I touch upon like non-materialistic spending? Or okay, so basically, I think just spend a lot of money on like buying tickets to go see dance shows or like shows in general. And honestly, I think it's just like this attitude that I've adopted um from my mom kind of, because like when I was younger, we wouldn't really like we always like getting good seats to go when we go watch a show. So they wouldn't always be like the cheapest tickets, but then cause it's like a dance show or like a musical or whatever, like we won't mind spending the money on it. So I hate sitting like circles. Like I always have to sit in stalls, which are like, I mean that's my preferred seats, which are always the cheapest. But then so like whilst I won't go out to shops and like spend money on things, like I don't think I'll really like bat an eyelash on like spending money on like tickets to go see things. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just be like, oh okay, there's a show, and then I'll just buy a ticket. Like, I won't really like think twice about it, you know.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money on concerts. Actually, I think that's where all my savings went because concerts are really expensive in Singapore. And after I got into K-pop, it was even more expensive. I've spent, I think, like $3,000 on concert tickets in Singapore. I have a spreadsheet.
Oh my goodness. I think I've only been to like 3 concerts in my life. Taylor Swift once and Ed Sheeran twice.
Oh, you went to Ed Sheeran twice? Why?
Because I liked Ed Sheeran at the time, and it was still pretty worth it. Like, I enjoyed myself.
I think we were at the same concert. I think you went with Steph, Nat. Yeah. It was like 2014. Yeah. I think like money is also sort of like a social lubricant thing. Like you spend money to like go out and hang out with friends, and that's also where a lot of my money went. Like eating out, and, like doing things with friends. But I don't know. I mean, I don't. I mean, like, I have that like privilege to be able to like spend money to like for social settings, which is really nice. But I mean, I should really watch my spending. I used to not like spend money on food because I don't really like care about food. But nowadays I'm more into food and I really like buying food and going out with like my friend because she's a food blogger and we always go to like cool places and yeah.
I think it also comes with growing a bit older, because when you're young, like, or you're in a teenager, you get allowance and you don't really like, you don't work. That's why I think like we used to go to a lot cheaper places because we couldn't afford whatever. But then now when we go out to like restaurants and stuff, we don't really care about the price. Like, we'll just go, you know what I mean? Unless it's like a fine dining thing, then obviously we'll think twice about it. But if it's like, if we're spending like $30 to $50 on a meal, I don't think we really think much about it.
Yeah. Yeah. When you said fine dining, I thought of like dating, like eating out when dating and that kind of thing, like money in when you're dating. Cause I feel like for me, cause I like gifts and I like things. That's like a huge part of dating for me. Like, I mean, no, I'm not dating people to get things, but I like things in like I like receiving things because they're like this physical manifestation of like the affection and like, I mean, as I said, I like having things with me because there's that like emotional aspect to it and that security about it. Yeah. Also, when I thought of security, I thought of like soft toys. I think a lot of my like issues in life like relate very strongly to my childhood. And that brings me to my relationship with shopping. So my parents are very anti-shopping and they never liked me spending money and they never liked spending their own money as well. They're just very thrifty. And when I was younger, I used to be really into clothes, like much more than I am now. And I had to secretly shop because they would never let me. So I used to go to like shops and then I would buy stuff and then I'd hide it. And there was this one time because I used to go for tuition in Paya Lebar, which is so far. So I went to tuition and then it was like a kind of like a free form thing where you could like as long as you finish your work you could go home. So I like did my work really fast and then I ran to Orchard. And that's not even like it's like
You ran?
I mean I didn't run. I like rushed to Orchard and I went to Forever 21 and I bought something. And I used to have like a big pencil case. So I stuffed the shirt into my pencil case and I threw away the plastic bag and I went home. My parents were like, where were you? Like you were gone for so long, like your tuition ended. Like what were you doing? I was like, no, I was at tuition, I just like stayed behind to do more work. And they were like, do you buy anything? And I was like, no, I didn't. And they searched my bag and I was like, yeah, there's nothing there because it's in my pencil case, right? And they were like, okay. And yeah, that's one of like my most vivid memories of shopping. I used to hide stuff in like my grandparents' closet. I hid like shoes, like heels and everything. I was 12. Yeah, just like I just really liked clothes. The way you
No, because I just can't imagine like doing that. Like I would never have done that.
would you have had
Okay.
to?
No.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I can't relate because I never had the desire to
Yeah.
buy things.
Yeah, I understand. But when I was 12, I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I really liked clothes. And I really wanted more clothes. And I think a lot of my clothes were also like hand-me-downs from my sister. So I just wanted like my own kind of like clothes. Yeah, so I just went shopping a lot and I had to hide it. And I think like now, because I never really got to spend as a kid, I think there's like this autonomy that comes along with like having spending power that I feel like I need to exercise. Yeah. Let's not unpack that.
But like for me, I just don't like it when I see the numbers in my bank account decreasing. Like I just don't like spending. I like keeping that money to myself.
Okay, yes, but I'm like, why are you gonna do with all this money?
I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen in my future. Like, I'm saving up for rent
That's
for
true,
like the
that's
next
true.
5 years.
Yeah, I have a very bad relationship with money. I think I should treasure it more. But also I'm like, okay, money like there are some things I'm like, oh money can always like earn back. You know, like when I go out with my friends and then I see like and then like I spend and I'm like, oh, but I'm with my friends, I'm having fun. It's like an experience and I probably can't like recreate this experience again. So then like that kind of applies throughout my whole life.
I definitely agree with that part. So I think for me, it's like I wouldn't mind spending money on like an experience or like if I'm out with friends. But I think also a nice thing about being here and like being here for a bit through COVID as well is that I got to appreciate being able to hang out with friends through like or like not going out as well because we would just go to each other's houses. Also because like being in London is so expensive anyway. So it's pretty much a thing where I used to go over to one of my friend's house like every weekend basically, and then we just like cook dinner together. And that's still like I think I actually like prefer that to going out, like because it just has like a nice homely feeling to it, and like just makes me feel like all warm and fuzzy inside. That's like my ideal evening, and then we just like have dinner, have dessert, maybe like play some games or watch a movie, and like talk. Yeah.
When you brought up like the COVID thing, like one of the things I thought about was like my birthday in 2020 was during COVID lockdown, and one of the things that happened was like people sent stuff to my house, like food, like Grab deliveries, and that's like pretty expensive. And I think also like living in London is different because you kind of have your own space, but in Singapore it's not always the case. Like yes, like if I invited my friend to this place, I would feel more comfortable than if I invited them to my like own house back at home because we share it with my family.
Yeah, because it's your parents' house, but over here is your own space.
Yeah. Yeah, so like now I think like I don't feel the need to like have to go out with people because I can invite them over. But like in Singapore, I didn't really have that. Like so I to like hang out with my friends just solely, I had to like go out, and that was money.
Oh, I think the point I'm making is also that it's cheaper to go out in Singapore compared to here. Like if you want to go out for a meal here, it's so expensive. But you go out in Singapore, like you can find a meal for like pretty cheap place, or you don't even need to get a meal. Like you can just go to the mall and like sit
Yeah,
randomly somewhere. Like you don't even have to spend a lot.
that's true. Yeah, you can sit in a park here.
But that's weather subjective. Like it's only for about half the year, and then it also has to not be raining.
Can we talk about how like my spending habits have changed since I moved? So now that I live with Janice, who's a very good influence, I've spent a lot less. And this is something that not only I have noticed, but other people have noticed. Like when I was in Singapore, like I don't know if we talked about this in the other podcast, but like I was telling Janice that I used to grab a lot in JC. Like I grabbed a lot and I ordered a lot of like food delivery and stuff. And I've definitely stopped doing that partly because it's really expensive here, but also because like good influence. Like I don't feel the need like when we like hang out and stuff, we don't really go out. Like we stay in.
You buy cheap frozen food.
Yeah. But it's still nice and I don't feel that need to go out anymore and I don't feel that need to like spend my money like that. And because like I live with Janice now and like observe her spending habits and stuff, I also kind of like adopt some of that. There are still like cases where I can't help myself, like with the shoes. Also, I keep thinking about that, like Lush, but I think that was so worth it. I love my Lush stuff. On my birthday,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, but that was for your birthday though, so it's different.
Went crazy. I bought Lush, and then after I bought Zara, and then I went to Zara again, then I went to Kahat, and then after that I bought shoes.
Also, when we were in Cambridge, we were at the market and like we were seeing her in her true element because I don't think I've ever seen her like shop, like really shop in real life before. But she was like looking at all the clothes and be like, "Oh, this is nice and this is nice," and she would just like pick it up and I'm like, "Whoa!" Like, because for me, like if I were buying clothes, like and I wanted something, I'll like pick it up and actually like really think about it for really long and like maybe put it back saying like I don't need this and like have to have someone else to convince me that I want it or something like yeah.
My attitude towards shopping has changed. Like now I only buy things that I feel like I can get really good wear out of or like things that I've been wanting for a while. Like the trench coat I bought because I've been wanting a long coat that's a bit more like water resistant. And the top I bought because it was supposed to be for my mom. But I tried it on and I don't think my mom can wear it. So yeah.
It was just a front.
No! I would not have bought it for myself. So yeah. But when you were saying like you were seeing me in my element, I just thought of I used to go on shopping sprees with my grandma. I don't know if you remember. I mean I still kind of do that, but I'm not here. I'm not in Singapore anymore. But we would go on major shopping sprees. Like we had to buy like it was always at Takashimaya. We would hit Zara, then we would hit like the department store, and recently since Le Labo, which is like a perfume brand, opened, we've been hitting Le Labo too, and then we do like a snack or like coffee, and then we buy a luggage, and then we put everything in the luggage, and then we hold everything that we can't fit, and then we take a grab home, and that was like a big bonding experience with my grandma. Yeah. And that was when I used to really, really like go excessively ham. But I've kind of like stopped. Also, I think I'm at that point in my life where I have a lot of things and I don't feel the need. Like I feel like really like secure. Like I have like what 20 pairs of pants. Like I used to like want to buy pants because I'm oh my god I need this style and then I need this color. But now I'm like oh I actually have that so I don't really need it anymore. Yeah, I'm changed.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
For me, I think maybe it just stems from like my family doesn't really shop when we're in Singapore because it tends to be a bit more expensive. So we used to do like yearly trips to the States, and then we would go to like factory outlets there to shop. So that's when I did most of my shopping. So I'll just shop like once a year and get everything I need, and that was it. Yeah.
I think my family has shopping genes. Like other than my mom, like my grandma and all my uncles and aunts, they really like shopping. So yeah, it passed. It skipped a generation. My sister and I are like my sister's the kind of material girl that loves brands. Yeah, when I went to before I went to New York, she asked me if I could buy her like Cartier bracelets, and I was like, I don't have enough money for this. But yeah, she really likes brands. She bought like some Dior shoes for her graduation and like a $300 dress. But she has like money. I mean, she has a job.
Yeah.
I don't.
But also when you have that kind of money, like you would want to spend it on those kinds of things. You know, like when you can afford it, it's like not even investment pieces, like it's just for fun, you know.
Oh.
Like to like own designer pieces.
I don't feel that urge though. This thing.
Yeah, it's subjective to each person. I'm just like calling Jason out right now.
I can appreciate like a nice like I would buy things if they were nice versus for the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also like a thing of if you're into fashion and you actually like follow brands and like the things that they produce.
Oh yeah. Also, I think like one of the things that I think I'm pretty like okay at is that I don't really follow trends that closely because I know like that's kind of like a huge like fast fashion thing, and like my style has stayed pretty consistent throughout the years ever since I kind of found what I like and what works for me, and since then I stopped buying so excessively. Yeah, that's like a big part because you're talking about fashion.
I think I still wear some of the same clothes that I wore in like 2015. Not gonna lie. You know, like those that loose like green and pink shirts that I have. It's like Uniqlo. Oh my gosh, maybe I just like really love Uniqlo. Like anything Uniqlo I own, I've just like worn forever.
Uniqlo has really good pieces though.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I'm trying to think whether I have anything from like my past that I wear like that I love wearing. I have my
Like,
winter coat.
what do you define as your past?
Like around like 2015, 16.
I have a lot of clothes from my like 7 years ago that I still wear.
I don't think I like the same clothes anymore. But I have my winter coat from 2016 and I've been wearing that since. Yeah. My style has changed a lot since then. Yeah. Oh, maybe my combat boots, like my docs, I've had them since like 2014. Yeah.
But those are like dying a little bit.
They're not dying. I wouldn't say they're dying. Okay, oh, also when you were talking about your broken shoes, I used to, like, when I used to have this pair of, like, Vans, and they were really, like, really, really messed up. They also had, like, holes and stuff, and they were torn, and they were white shoes, but they didn't look white anymore. My parents wanted me to throw them away, and I was like, no way. And I kept them, and I wore them. I love them so much. And I also think there's something about, like, worn-in shoes that they're just super comfortable. Yeah.
I think I also have another problem of like not being able to throw away things.
Yeah, hoarding.
Yeah, but then the thing is like I don't think I own a lot of things to be a hoarder, but I just like don't like getting rid of things.
I understand. And I feel like I don't know, like I hold on to things because I'm like, oh my god, what if I need it for this? Or like I feel like it still has a bit of a purpose. Like unless it completely falls apart and it doesn't like go around my foot anymore, I would be like, I won't keep it.
Yeah, I think for me like I see a thing as functional until it like completely falls apart. Yeah. So I'm just waiting for my shoes to like just completely split in half or something before I get rid of them. You know?
Same. Yeah. But I have a lot of like I never really get to that stage anymore because I have so much stuff. But yeah, and I love my things. Like I don't just like buy them and I'm like, oh no, but like I really love them, and I feel like everything like has a different vibe to it, and I need it for different things. Yeah. Also, I like having backups. Like I would buy the same item in different colors, and I didn't realize that people didn't do this.
Oh, I do it sometimes. I really like a piece of clothing. I'll buy it in 2 colors.
Yeah, it's a Like, I talked to my sister because she does it too, and she was like, "What do you mean people don't do this?" And I found out people don't do it. But I talked to my male friends, and they do it. And I think it's because they don't have like a lot of things that like they can find that works for them. But a lot of girls don't do it. And I have like the same tank top in so many colors. It's so weird. And I mean, because it works, like the cutting.
Yeah, you know that that cutting of tank top that I like.
Yeah,
I bought
the
it.
black one.
Yeah, I have it in green. So
Oh.
I have it in 2 colors. And those Uniqlo shirts I was talking about, I bought it in 2 colors too.
Yeah,
See?
exactly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. And I think also it has something to do with body types. Because I feel like not everything fits. So when I find something that fits and works, I want to have it because I know it works and I like it and I'll wear it a lot. Yeah. I'm just justifying my purchases here.
Should we talk about, speaking of like guys not having
Clothes?
like a big range of options, do you want to talk about like the basic Singaporean guy look?
Uniqlo shirt, shorts, like
Yeah.
shorts that go up to like the knee, and then sneakers, sometimes slides.
Oh, I hate slides. I'm sorry. Okay, like for me, I think it's a big thing in Singapore culture to wear like slippers or slides out. I'm just not a fan. Like wear some sneakers, man. Unless you're just going downstairs to like the hawker center or like to the grocery store, like fine. But dress up a little bit. If you go into the mall, don't go in slippers. I don't like seeing your feet.
Yeah. I don't think you should show your toes in public. I mean, like, for sandals, like cute sandals, I can close one eye. But, oh my god, I think that's like a huge Southeast, it might be a Southeast Asian thing, because it happens in Myanmar too. I just hate seeing feet in like, especially if I'm in like Orchard or something. Like, please, put on some shoes. Like, I get it. Just wear socks. Like, everything will be okay.
They should like make it a thing now where like if your toes are showing, you can't enter a mall or something.
But then there are like some slippers and sandals that I feel like look a bit more put together, and that's fine. But slides are just so casual. I can't see. I hate like when I went to hall. I just hated how people just. I mean, like in hall I understand, but then out like to class and stuff. Stop. Put on some proper shoes. Like you know the no shoes, no service. Yeah, exactly. That should apply everywhere.
I mean, I didn't go to a uni in Singapore, but then from what I've heard, like people don't dress. Okay, like see that's the thing. Like if you went to school for such a long period of time with strict dress codes, right? And they like tell you how to dress, like you have to be like properly attired to attend school. And I understand now that like going into uni, you just have this freedom to dress however you want. But like have some sense of formality, like you're in a formal school setting. Don't go in slides or flip-flops. Don't wear shorts. Like dress up a little. Put in a little bit of effort. Like this is I sound like an old grandma nagging, but like you're essentially like being in uni basically emulates like what you're gonna experience like outside of uni. Like sure you maybe like you won't work in like a very stuffy corporate environment, but like even if you go work in like more casual company, you're still expected to know how to dress to that setting. Being in like FBTs and slippers
And dry fit t-shirts.
and dry fit t-shirts or like your army tank tops, please. No one wants to see that. Okay, thank you.
I had this conversation with Nisa when they were cutting my hair because I was saying like everyone in London dresses so well, and then they were like, "Oh, people in London can be a bit superficial," but like I've never seen anyone in my school wear shorts. Maybe because I haven't gone in the summer, but I'm like really grateful that people actually put in effort to like look presentable. So annoying. I'm so riled up thinking about like the Singaporean outfit, the Singaporean uniform. And I understand that not a lot of like there's like discomfort because it's like really hot and you can't wear a lot like of pieces, and there are not a lot of like options available. But I've gone out with people who like I've gone out with dudes who wear like pants and they just suck it up and sweat like, but they look good, they look put together. So why can't you do that? And girls do that all the time. Like girls are always dressed like so well most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, put in more effort into how you look. Like I know that looks aren't everything, but it is people's first impression of you, so it does matter. And I think it also the clothes that you wear also affects how you carry yourself. So it does make a difference, even if you think it doesn't.
I actually think, like, I always think about this a lot. So, like, in primary school, there was this one day where we could wear, like, our own clothes. I don't know why. Like, they had.
Children's Day.
I don't know, I don't think so. But yeah, we could wear, like, our home clothes. And that was, like, the day where I felt the most comfortable because I was like, this is actually, like, my, like, true self. And then that's kind of like what I've carried with me since. Every time I dress, I'm like, oh, this is me, like how I'm coming off to the world and how I want people to see me. So I want people to see me this way. That's why I like have these things. I do these things, and I like put myself out that way. Yeah. A lot of my things. I think I associate a lot of my identity and my confidence with things, which isn't a very good thing. But
I mean, if it works for you, it works for you.
I'll go broke.
Find. I was gonna say find someone rich, but
I want to. Okay, everyone, if you know a sugar daddy, hit me up.
my mom watches this.
No, actually, no. I've learned that I love love, so I don't want a sugar daddy. But maybe if he loves me and I love him back, that's okay. Yeah, I want a rich boyfriend. Yeah. Also, I want to be a tai tai. But I can't. I don't have what it takes.
Why not? Do you think you enjoy like working too much, or
Not too much.
also, like you enjoy working? Like you don't want to just be like doing nothing.
No, I think it's mainly because it's a very like superficial. Like there's a lot of superficial aspects to it that I can't.
Not necessarily. Like I don't think my mom is superficial. Like it's just whatever you take and give from the experience.
That's true. But like when I was like, I think the definition like of tie-dye is like, you know, like Crazy Rich Asians, like super extravagant. Then like they have to like dress a certain way, look a certain way.
But you don't have to be an extravagant tie.
I want to be a one of a kind tie-dye, like your mom.
Like my mom. I love my mom.
So if there are any pilots watching this,
But I don't know if pilots nowadays make good money or not.
that's true. Cool.
I just feel like my dad entered the industry at the right time. That's all.
Okay, I'm looking for like a tech bro. I love tech, and I think I could be a good tech girlfriend. I like keyboards.
Yeah, you could be like their personal assistant.
What the hell? No!
Okay, never mind.
I don't want to be a personal assistant.
No, as in like, because you won't necessarily work, but then you can also just help them out if they need help with something, you know.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I can appreciate like what they're doing. I think I would actually enjoy it. Yeah. This has gone into like so many.
We have went down so many different other roads that we didn't mean to go down.
But I think yeah, these are all things that are associated with a material girl. Also, I really want AirPods Max.
Okay, but do you need them?
No, I have a list of things that I want.
You wanna go through it?
They're not. It's not very updated.
Oh, it's okay.
I can. It's a lot of makeup mainly, but I've kind of stopped buying a lot of makeup because it does expire and stuff, and I just want to buy things that. Oh, okay. So one of the things associated with me and my identity, I have a lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I have so I have this brand of, I don't know if I told you, this sustainable underwear brand from Singapore that I really like, that Wei Xuan always makes fun of because she's like, they're not really sustainable, it's greenwashing, but I think they are sustainable. But I buy a lot of stuff from them, so I have a spreadsheet for them, including how much I've spent. Then I have a spreadsheet for my nail polish. I have a spreadsheet for my sneakers. I have a spreadsheet for records like vinyl and all the records that I own that I want. I have makeup. I have a concert log. And then, yeah. Okay, let me go into my wish list. Purchases. I used to have like a purchases spreadsheet where I'll keep track of what's coming in, like what I've ordered. But I've stopped ordering things so much, so it's not too bad. Also, I think because things like in Singapore, like they have like Shopee and stuff, things are like a lot cheaper to get. So, yeah, that's definitely changed. Oh, I want that, okay. I want a 3/4 zip fleece. I want the chain, the necklace from Mercury that we saw when I first moved here. I have a lot of makeup that I want. I want a tote bag from that brand, a water bottle from that brand, and a baseball cap. Yeah, it's just all makeup. But I do think a lot about what I want.
I think in terms of clothes, like especially being here in London, like there's so many charity shops that you can go to, and they have like really good finds there. So I quite like just going into them to see what's there.
I actually went into 3 charity shops today, and that's why it took so long to count.
Oh,
I'm actually,
But you-
I'm looking for a skirt.
but you didn't buy anything, right?
No.
What kind of skirt are you looking
I'm
for?
looking for a black skirt that's like maybe like mid thigh, maybe
Oh.
like flare or something like pleated maybe.
Oh, cool.
Because I don't own anything like that.
Oh, cool.
And I think
But will you wear it?
I think they would go really well with my new shoes.
Okay. But will you wear it?
I think I would.
Okay.
Or like a midi skirt that goes like past my calves, because I do have skirts like that, but I just don't
Yeah.
own it in black.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually made a list of the skirts that I want already, but I'm not gonna buy it. Aren't you proud of me?
Yeah. Progress. We're making progress here.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, I think that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Please don't comment on my spending habits.
Please comment on Esther's spending habits.
Please hit me up if you have a cute tech or money making person in your life.
Oh yeah, actually for me too. Any like rich people you have, hit us up.
Yeah. I hope they pay on the first date.
They better.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you for
Thank you.
watching.
Bye.